Good morning, folks. So this is as close to fixing the technical glitch as I can. Hopefully this will work. This video is a brief tutorial on how to use Nearpod if you've never used it, and it will also briefly walk you through the lesson so that you have a clue on what to do and what the expectations are. So as always, you're on your general announcement page. The assignment was dropped. You will click on View Assignment. And it should look like this when you click. Remember, don't forget the due date, which will be underneath the assignment. Pay attention to that, as well as the closeout date. Now, right now you are currently in step 1. I will say this over and over. Make sure you always read these directions step by step. Don't skip, because if you skip, it will make your life much more difficult and the assignment more confusing. So again, right now you are watching step 1, the Nearpod tutorial. Then you will move on to step 2 and 3. So after you watch this tutorial, step 2 is to make sure that I can understand who is posting the assignment, because if I cannot see your first and last name, then I won't know who did it, and I won't be able to give you the grade or the credit for it. So I'll show you in a minute, but I'll emphasize this again. When you go to your Nearpod, make sure you type in your full first and last name, don't shorten it, followed by your period, then the number that you are in. All right, so for the example here, this is what you'll type: Jalik Bridges, period 2. That way, when I go to grade the assignment, I'll know who it belongs to and the period to go to. If you do not do that, like I said, it will make it more confusing for me, and it could jeopardize my ability to put in a grade for you. Now, if you understand that, what you'll do is you'll go to step 3, and what I did is I put the Nearpod link. So this will allow you to go directly to it. So you will click on that link, and when you do it, it will most likely, as it's doing here, open the Nearpod within Teams. I know some of you have had issues where when it opens a document in Teams, it doesn't work the same way. So you can try to do the Nearpod within Teams, or let me go back. If you're worried about whether it's working or not, just copy and paste the link into your browser, and that way it will bring you directly to Nearpod, and you don't have to worry about whether it's going to work fully in Teams. Now remember what I said. Okay, we'll say welcome to your lesson. So you will type in your first name. So the example I used was, we had Jalik Bridges, so first and full name, then period 2. Again, make sure all that information is there so that way I can grade the assignment. All right, in the event that the links are not working for you, on your assignment directions, I also posted the access code. If it prompts you to put in the access code, here's the access code. You just type it in, and that will also allow you into the Nearpod. Just again, make sure, write your full first and last name, followed by your period and the period number. All right. Now, in terms of the assignment, so again, I'm just going to walk you through a few things so that you understand what you need to do in it. So the first few slides are always going to introduce exactly what you need to do, kind of like a map, all right? So always pay attention to what your learning target is. Now, our inquiry question for the unit, in other words, this overarching question we're exploring for the next few weeks, is what does it mean to participate in government in the digital age? Now, your target is always going to tell you exactly what you're going for in this lesson. So the learning target says, I can start to construct. In other words, I can start to build a definition for participation in government. Again, what does it mean to participate in government? So after you look at the learning target slide, you're going to be brought to the discussion board. Now, on this slide, all right, make sure you follow these directions carefully. You're going to respond to only one of the questions that are stated here. So either what do you think when you hear the word government, Or 2, do you view the government in a mostly positive or negative way? Or the third question, are there any laws or rules in society that you wish you didn't have to follow? Which ones and why? Again, you're only choosing one of these questions to respond to. And when you write your response, you're going to go to where it says share your thoughts, right? And you're going to type in, I do not blah, blah, but you get my drift, all right? You're just gonna type your response. Keep in mind, you're limited to 250 characters, so make sure your responses are thoughtful, but you are gonna have to keep them brief because 250 characters isn't a lot to type. Now, you may also have the option, because look what it says, respond to one of the questions below using words or images. So you could respond by using sentences, like I was showing here, or if you click on this image here, all right, it will allow you to post an image. So maybe you wanna, post an image and then write a sentence related to that image that expresses your response to that question. That is okay. So those are your options for the discussion board. Okay, now, for the next remaining slides, what you're going to be doing is you're going to be looking at either an image or a video. And then based on that image or video, you're going to decide, yes, this is participation in government, or no, this is not participation in government, or the final option, I'm not sure or I'm conflicted. Because again, the point is we're trying to decide what does it mean to participate in government. So when you go to the slides, you're going to be taking polls. So all you'll do is you'll get a slide that looks like this. You're going to click on the image, look at it very carefully, and then to minimize it, you just press X. And then again, the question is this an example of participation in government? So when you look at the image, you'll decide whether it is, whether you don't think it is, or you're not sure, and you'll click on your choice, and then you'll just move on to the next slide. Now, most of the slides are images, but one or two of the slides has video. Okay, so if you're going to a slide that has video, it's just like you would with the images. You'll just click on it and you'll press play and then watch the video and then go back to your question and choose whether you think it is or not, okay? For your final slide, all right, your final slide is an open-ended question. So right up here, you have the question where you're gonna build your definition of what participation in government means. Now, what I am looking for is thoughtful responses. And the way we're gonna define thoughtful is it shows you are seriously thinking about it and putting in effort, all right? In order to show that, I would say your response at least has to be 2 or 3 sentences or more. Anything below that, I don't think it would be that thoughtful. But like I said, it's like when you write a card for somebody, right? A thoughtful card means when I read it, I can tell that you really thought about what you're writing, you really put effort into it, all right? That's all thoughtful means. So make sure you give thoughtful responses. And again, this is where you're gonna put your definition. What does it mean to participate in government based on the slideshow that you saw? So that's all you're gonna do for today. Good luck. Please look at the images and video carefully. And like I said, really think about it because like I said, some people think these things are participation, other people will disagree, and that's the discussion that we're having. So good luck with everything. See all of you soon.